Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday, the day after Windows hijacked my computer and updated everything and reset all of my microphone stuff and all of my hearing stuff and also all of my other settings and things because Microsoft knows what's best for me, it knows what's best for you, and the future is now. With that, hey, I hope everybody did have an okay week. It's definitely been an eventful week, both for us and just kind of out in the world and everything. So here we are. We're gonna do some. We're gonna get away into our magical dystopian future, and play with that for a little while. When we left off last week, the team had put Miguel Garza into the van. They brought him to some sort of crazy abandoned building, and they did not torture him. He has a different story, but the truth of the matter is nobody actually tortured him physically. Right? Yes. Physically, emotionally, and mentally, that guy, he needs some help.
It's broken.
All right. So with that information, they went ahead and headed up to the north part of Chicago in Highland Park, where all the Richie Riches live, to this gated community that they finagled their way into because they figured out that their target, a Decker, former mob Decker, if you will, was apparently maybe running security, matrix security for somebody there. Makes sense to me. And so they made their way in to the gated community. They drove up. They drove past his house really slow, mean mugging it like, and then they broke down. And as they broke down, they stepped out of the vehicle and, they stood around it, trying to figure out, make it look like they're trying to figure out what's going on. And at about that time, Satchel started kind of winging into the yard under the supervision of Nico, who was making sure that the spirit, they were playing red light, green light with the spirit, making sure that the spirit did not notice him, except that Satchel must have tripped over something, or something happened, and that spirit turned right around and took a look at Satchel and said, "Oh, intruder." And that's where we left off, with that, "Oh, intruder." And so now we're going to pick up and see what happens. Now, the sad thing right now is that Satchel doesn't really know that this has happened. And Nico also doesn't necessarily know that this has happened just yet. What I am going to do is get that first dice roll for the night from Nico Duryea to give me a judge intentions test. I think that's what we're going to go with.
I don't have that button.
It's going to be up. It's going to be up near your stats.
I do have that button.
Okay. You notice that the spirit does stop and look down. It has definitely taken note of something. And judging from where you know that Satchel is gone, it's probably Satchel.
Okay, so I'm gonna... Oh no, I don't want to do that. Get killed. I'm gonna do something to distract him. I'm just trying to figure out what that is. None of these spells work in that. That one does. That one does. But all the rest are physical, so.
Is there a cardboard box nearby? Let's just solid snake our way through this bitch.
A copper box.
A cardboard box.
No,
So we can go.
Because none of these spells, all the ones that say physical, they'll only work if he manifests, I assume.
Yes.
Even Chaotic World.
Yes, because it is physical.
Um. This is the dumbest thing I think I'm gonna do ever. I'm gonna yell at it because.
Okay.
Or maybe I
While
can
you
just
are,
yell at Satchel. I don't really. Well, we have our comms, don't we?
you do.
Okay, I'm gonna tell Satchel. Satchel, the spirit just spotted you, dude.
Is there?
And then I'm gonna tell our spirit that's still hanging out to stay frosty.
Okay. So with that, the spirit sinks into the house and for all intents and purposes disappears.
Great. Perfect. Okay, guys, I don't know what's about to happen, but I think we should come back toward the car because the spirit just ducked into the house, which means he probably just, or she, or they just probably went back to their master / other mage. I can't really tell what I'm going to be up against. So I need somebody to, let's get those gats ready. Let's get those swords. Let's rev up that van because that's deadly too. And let's just get ready for anything.
How far away am I from like the wall? Because if I'm remembering correctly, spirits you can't see through objects, correct?
Spirits cannot see through objects. So if you are right up on a wall, that spirit is going to have a harder time seeing you if it's on the other side of that wall.
So I'm trying to gauge how far am I from a wall or building or something like that.
So if you look at yourself there, you take up about a meter of space. So you're pretty close. You're like, you could touch it.
We want to, take cover like by the wall, whatnot, trying to make sure I'm not in, a window or anything. And then I'm going to ask Etienne if there's any like cameras on the outside of the building.
Oui, des crêpes avec du fromage puis des choses comme ça.
The hell is that's not even French.
That's very French. I guess I can do Matrix Perception. I don't know. Don't exactly remember what Danny had me do, if nothing at all, last time.
So there is there's definitely a host for the building itself, and then there's also the host for the community. So you just would need to, and there are some cameras. I think you just saw them. Just visually confirmation on some of the cameras, and Satchel's been avoiding those. So,
okay, so he's got to reiterate that. It's like, well, we've seen the camera. Anything more, and I might have to attack the host, which is not my forte. If you want,
trying to see if there's a way if there were cameras facing this way, if you could shut them off, because they still have to then come outside to see us, right?
Well, and there's plenty of stuff to hide around. So like the spirit saw you, but it's not necessarily that the camera saw you. So you could sneak back the way you came and just roll stealth, and they would still have to beat that to see you, even on the camera.
Oh yeah, well then I'm making my way back, and then sneakily and trying to avoid cameras and whatnot. So I need to roll stealth, correct?
Yes, make a sneaking stealth check.
Now that I know I've been seen, he's going to be extra cautious, so he's going to pre-edge it. Super sneaky.
Super sneak.
Go.
All right, you super sneak with a 4.
It's a little sad for Pietro.
Yeah,
Just,
well, you know.
just a touch.
So you make it back to the street. There
I
you
never
are.
left the streets.
But if they're astral security or whatever spotted us, we shouldn't stick around too long, or we should do something.
All right, so he gets in the van, or I'm back to the van, right? Or am I just
Yes, you're back to the van, back to the street,
Okay.
back to the van. Yep.
Sorry, guys. I guess I'm not that sneaky.
I mean, sneaking up on ghosts is.
He's a spirit. He's not a ghost.
Well, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just because I don't know if you call them ghost, some of them might, and then we don't want that. So
Are some of them ghosts and other? Oh, you know what? We don't have time for this right now. What are we doing? We've been potentially spotted.
Well,
you guys want to go in, or yeah, Gertrude?
I was going to say we have the address. If we think that it's going to be a problem, we can go ahead and bail for tonight and come back at a later time. Maybe we've got some time to prep. Or we just run in there and try and grab this guy. Those are the two thoughts I have, and neither one of them are really great. But I do have a third thought, but it involves looking for a sewer system, and that seems highly unlikely.
Since Satchel kind of like breathes, and he's still kind of hurt from before, from getting fucking wrecked by Mr. Miguel, right? I still have some damage that he could heal up. He's not at his best.
All right. Well, just then, at this particular moment, why is that like that? There we go. Nico, you see somebody rise up out of the house.
Oh, rise up out of the house?
Out of the house, and then swings up over you.
Wait.
It's coming towards you pretty quickly.
Wait. Because I felt like it was about to get. No, wait. Hold on.
There's no way. It's like that.
Listen,
it's like
Danny,
that.
It's like that. Okay, but like I'm Piper right now. So you said someone just rose up out of the
an astral form has risen up out of the house and
astral form
shoots up towards you. No one else sees this.
But my spirit can fuck him up because he's an astral, right?
Maybe.
Your spirit has the ability to affect him because they're both an astral. As to know if he can fuck him up or not, that's to know between him and your spirit. See if it's
Thank
strong.
you, Thomas, because Danny with that really like what am I gonna do with that? I can't cash that check. So I'm just being funny. I'll just be funny. Okay, so he can't do anything to me.
Well, right now you are dual natured, so he can attack you. He hasn't though. He's just come right up on you.
What's up, player?
Pulling up.
What are you doing here?
Our car broke down.
Okay. You worried someone's going to jump you from the astral plane there? You're all sensing everything? What's up with that?
I'm from the CZ, dude. I'm always on swivel. You ever heard that neck on a swivel? I grew up on the streets, guy.
All right. And you weren't sneaking around the side of the house?
Let's be clear. If I wasn't dual natured, for one, I wouldn't have seen you creep up on me just now. Correct. 2, we were gonna ask for help. Dude's a little weird and he walks funny, so he decided to creep. I don't know why he decided to do that, but that's just how he gets down. We just told him to go ask for help.
stay off this property. And with that, the astral form just swings back into the house. Just
You okay, man? You were talking in the air right now.
Nico just thought of like 15,000 smart ass comments to say and decided not to say any. Yes, I'm fine. We should probably, I think it's best if we get the car fixed quickly and then get off of this property because the owners might get upset. And I'm going to just hope that suffices. Because I feel like this is me as Duryea, I feel like we still might be being monitored.
Okay.
You know he's going to be upset. That's why we're sneaking, right?
No, we're not sneaking. You were sneaking because you are weird and you always sneak when you go to places, even though we simply asked you to knock on the door and ask for help. I don't know why you decided to sneak. Just this time, just let it go. Let it go, Satchel.
So Satchel kind of like looks very confused. He's like just shrugs and like rifles under the seat for like a bag of soy chips, some shit,
some snacks.
And then Nico's just like, okay. And then I look directly at Gertrude. We need to go.
Okay. Let me just finish connecting this thing to the thing with the hydro spanner and the wrench, and I'm sure it's fine. And we will be all fixed up. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Take the wrench and boot something under the hood. We're all good.
Well done. Well, with that, everybody climbs back into the van. And you drive where?
Let's loop back around to the house that we said we were going to be at.
Okay.
And then we can discuss our next moves.
Okay, so with that, a lot of you head down here.
So at least if neighborhood security comes by, this is where the van is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's a good start.
To me.
Now, we need to come up with a better plan. Well, we need to come up with a plan, which we skipped that part, I feel.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. The reason I decided to fake like we needed to leave is because we need to leave. And I think we should come back once I've got a new spirit and maybe I've had time to do some magic that'll allow me to sustain some spells and get my magic up to full force because he's got a spirit. Our spirit doesn't have, like, I don't have any more requests, so I can't really ask him to do much. He's got a spirit and he's got magic. And he's, all shifty and stuff. So he's probably got I don't know if he's got wards and runes and stuff in there. I don't know. So we're definitely going to have to do some, I'm definitely going to need at the very least, a physical mass spell sustained on all of us and the van. And that's going to be really draining. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to do it with Gertrude. We might have
magicians and spirits see through that spell? Yes.
Which I should have thought about before 2 seconds ago, but whatever.
No. I'm asking question. The fact
no. It's a good question to ask because we definitely would have walked in there all glowing and bright, and I wouldn't have. I'm glad you said it.
Okay, good.
And it would have been a pointless waste of magic. So now we also have to think of a reason. You know what? I told you guys. Don't we have? Because originally we planned to do that whole leg cutting off thing with masks, right? You got masks.
Yeah.
We should just pretend to be burglars.
And then we actually could be burglars.
Well, but we don't want to
Perfect.
take anything from him, right?
So let me clarify. The masks that I have are like for medical people. They're not like ski masks.
So then we should get some ski masks, right? And like all black jumpers, right? And then maybe some anti-magic stuff at the collective if they sell that. I know Kaida was selling some of those. But if we get some anti-magic stuff and then, wear it underneath all of our like black burglar getup, and then we go in there, we fake a robbery, right? And so we can use some smoke grenades and some, acid grenades or just grenades that do a lot of destructive things. And just make us seem like we're just trying to like rob this rich guy. But really what are we going in there for again?
To basically rob this rich guy from his Decker and the information that is Decker.
Right, but all we want is the information. But then when we rob him of all these other valuable things, he won't even realize we took the information. He'll be so freaked out about the fact that he got burglarized.
So the Decker is a contractor. He doesn't actually own this
we're stealing a person.
We're trying to get to a person and the knowledge the person knows, but the person is not the homeowner that we know of.
Right. And he does security.
I know I should know this. But what are we getting out of this man's house?
The human person or the person.
It's a kidnapping, not a burglary.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a rescue mission. Why did I think we were like going in there to get a disc? All right.
Forced rescue, let's say. But we are.
Oh, so we pretend to be burglars, but in essence, we're kidnappers. Got it.
The corps call it extraction, but it's basically the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we do is we actually need a really, really big distraction.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Is there any house in the neighborhood that's unoccupied? Is that something you can find out?
Probably, yeah. Let me check listing for house for sales in this neighborhood.
Because I have another plan.
Are we burning someone's house down?
We're destroying a house, absolutely.
Not a bad idea. The thing is that, this guy is a Decker, and I know my way around the deck and the Matrix, but...
Bet you do.
If this guy worked for the mob and is focused on doing only that, he's probably like scores better than I am and has much better equipment than he gestured to his old blocky French-speaking deck. I guess this is kind of old school and it's made for like little jobs. This guy is what we call a security spider for this mansion. He's probably much more well equipped than I am, and much better at his defending his thing than I am.
He does occasionally leave the property. I know that I don't remember if it was any sort of pattern or not, but I think that Etienne, you had found some information where he's not there all the time.
Oh, that's true. Well, we could maybe camp it out and get him on the way back home.
But the thing about it is, we're still going to have to contend with that damn spirit.
Well, that doesn't, not necessarily, because the guy we're after is not the mage you talk to.
Right,
or
but even if he leaves, I'm pretty sure the spirit's still going to be protected. There's no way this guy's got a whole human being in his basement. He's going to leave him unattended to go to the grocery store.
So
I'm assuming, it's an assumption that if he leaves, then the spirit will be there, which is why the plan is to literally come back another day. I'm going to cast a fire spirit. I don't even know if I have this fire spirit, but that was the thought. We'll have the fire spirit just like wreak havoc on this house. And then it'll force that spirit to manifest where then I can fuck it up, then the house is free. Especially knowing that the guy might not be there. And my spirit is hungry, my spirit of man, if you couldn't tell.
So the guy who leaves the property is the guy that we're looking for. I'm sorry, I used too many pronouns and not enough names.
Why at this point Nico's just literally he's just doing this.
I'm sorry, that's an amazing plan, and we should write that down to use later.
So the guy we're looking for actually leaves the property.
He does occasionally leave the property, if I remember correctly.
So this isn't an extraction. This is a kidnapping.
Well, they're the same thing. Extractions and kidnappings are the same thing.
I thought a kidnapping was like when you take someone against their will, and an extraction was when you free someone from a kidnapping. But I just see we're just trying to not admit that we're about to kidnap this man. Gotcha.
The second thing.
Right. We don't kidnap, we extract. We don't torture, we question vigorously. I like it.
So what occurs to you is that you're not certain how time sensitive this is. Right? So the dots to connect are whoever this is the person who has the information, who reached out to Miguel, who then called the gang to shake down Sid. Sid was supposed to go meet with them tonight. When he doesn't, the money doesn't come back to Miguel, so then the money doesn't come back to whoever this guy is. Is this guy going to be like, what happened, and try to figure it out and then discover that something happened? Or is he got other things on his mind? Or, that's the risk you're taking.
I have another bad idea.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
I think we should split up. But listen, I know everyone's all freaked about, don't split the team, but it's a good idea, right? It's a good idea. This is why. Because we're going to split up in order to case this thing, because it just got like really complicated. So one of us needs to go back and make sure that Sir Poops his pants doesn't ruin this for us, right? And then one of us needs to, I guess, research if there's any empty houses in the neighborhood, right? And then one of us needs to go to the collective and get masks and gloves.
I mean, there's a helmet with my suit, and I have a spare face mask. So at least one of us is covered. Or two. That part. What did we do with the boxer again? Where did you ditch it? Ditch him. I was in the Matrix.
It's it's an abandoned building, not too far from here. He's on the 3rd floor of it, but he might not be there anymore. He's supposed to. I'm hoping he's still there. I'm hoping he's still in my head. He's so freaked out he doesn't want to leave the building.
It's been an hour before I wanted to try stairs. I mean, I would just imagine trying to hit those stairs and then you'd steal my legs.
Wait. We have his comm link, right?
Yes.
We still have his comm link.
I don't think we gave it back. I think he's stranded, thinking that he lost his legs and got them back with no comm link and potentially no idea where he is.
All right. Well, we could use this comm link to contact that person when the time comes for handing out the money and set up a meet with him. And then we jump him at the location where the meet is supposed to happen.
Perfect. Then we can kidnap him.
We won't really need to kidnap him if we can get the information from him in the location.
Oh, the job isn't to kidnap them.
We need to make sure that whatever he has, well, the video that we've already seen is is burnt out of whatever place he has it stored on, which is.
So do we just want to like wait till this dude leaves and then follow him and then take him to the abandoned building and do the whole leg swapperoo thing again? Because that seems to be pretty effective.
That might not fit with our timeline. So we wanna we wanna smoke him out of this place, and not literally. So we're not setting fire to a building yet, but we want to force him out of where he is to come and meet the guy we captured and subsequently released. But instead of him, it's us that's there waiting for him. Thing is that he's probably not going to show up alone, so we might have a few people to manage at the same time.
So I know I'm gonna need to summon another spirit, and then hopefully don't get drained too much. So then I can actually, do some magic. So how much time do you think we have between now and when we've waited too long?
Well,
Does Garza keep a calendar of when this meeting was supposed to happen? How organized do we think this guy is?
He's taking pills out of unmarked pill bottles. Right?
Well, those are poor decisions. There's a difference between making poor decisions and you could still be organized.
and well, we may have a timeline if we check out his comlink and talk to Sid, because he was supposed to give the money before a certain time to the gang so they could give their share to the boxers so he could meet the other guy and give him his share, I assume.
Why don't we check his comlink, and if we need to call Sid to find out the time, we could do that.
Yeah.
And I'd like to peep out the window and see if anybody is looking suspiciously at us looking suspicious.
No, you do see one of those Dobermans kind of wheeling across the cross street just down the way, but nothing that really really worries you yet. I mean, you've only been on site for half an hour. It'll probably be a little bit before the security guards come looking. It's one of those things where do they really care until it's been 3 hours and they're like, oh, hey, wait a minute,
All right. So in the meantime, I'm gonna survey that comlink, check if I can pull timelines out of it, either this comlink or the gang's comlink. Try and figure out when Sid was supposed to end off the money and when the exchanges from the different parties were supposed to happen.
Satchel's kind of stretching and is like, is there anything else I can do about these bruises along my ribs? It still kind of sucks.
I think we've done everything we can do right now without you taking a nap.
Oh, a nap is what the doctor orders, and then he crawls under a seat and just kind of curls up, goes to sleep.
All right, so Danny, do I get any idea of timeline for this?
So there doesn't seem to be anything on the comm link that says when they were going to meet, mostly because there's not really anything in there that seems to indicate when they expected to get the funds even, right? So yeah, you imagine that once he got the funds, he was probably just going to contact him.
Okay. Well, we've been on this job for some time now. And about what did the gang tell Sid, if you want me to roll memory check or something, about give the money before tomorrow at 5 o'clock or you're dead meat or stupid shit.
He didn't specify on that, and you didn't think to ask the gang members. That said, you do get a ping, an alert on your comlink.
Mm-hmm.
When you open it up, the Urban Brawl game has come to be tied 3-3.
All right. Well, I guess there's no point in trying to finish it quickly now. So anyway, that was my idea of trying to basically weasel him out of his big house where the cops are going to show up in a matter of minutes. If we want to write to him through this guy's comlink and set up a meet location, I can spend a few minutes trying to forge messages between this comlink, which is the gang comlink, and this comlink, which is Miguel's comlink, and then from that send that to the Decker, because never too careful about what he can see from the Matrix. So what do you guys think?
Sounds good to me.
Coming from under the seat?
From under the seat, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to get Sid involved to have him call the gang comlink or whatever he was with his communicating, or if that's the only piece I feel like is missing.
Yeah, I don't know that our Mafia Decker is necessarily aware or cares about the involvement of the gang. That might have been Miguel's idea of like, oh, I need to be one more step removed from that, so let's have these knuckleheads press on Sid so he doesn't realize that it's me at first. And so that was my understanding, but if we want to have another level of security, I can sling a message to Sid and tell him, send that message to that comlink, and we can be done with that.
If it makes your job easier, otherwise, no need to waste effort.
Won't make it that much easier, but may make our story more believable if he ever comes down to if he goes all the way to the source while hacking our things. However, I would probably turn off the gang's comlink once we're done making big conversation between them and Miguel.
Does your comlink tell them where you are? Like a physical location?
Doesn't have to. He would have to search for it.
My concern was doing something while we're sitting, 2 houses down from where the guy
no,
is.
I would. I would drive further away because then he would have to track the signal and then try to locate it. So.
Does that work for y'all?
Works for me.
Sorry, we don't get to blow up a house today. I would have loved it, but
there is always time. We'll make that like plan X to blow up a building or blow up a house. So we'll keep it in our pocket.
I mean, honestly, there's nothing that stops you from like lighting a house on fire and just driving away.
That's true. Just general chaos.
Yeah, just not that I'm advocating for that or anything. I'm just saying that there's nothing that technically stops you from doing it.
I want to do all of that. Like, I literally had this plan of like, we're gonna light this house on fire. Security's gonna go there. I'm gonna have my spirit, and it's gonna be like a spirit battle. And then while we're fighting the spirit and the mage, y'all go into the house and do what you need to do. But
yeah, I don't think any of that's happening. I think we're just talking about whether or not you just want to randomly set fire to a house. So
So unless anyone would like to set a house on fire, I'm gonna drive away now.
Sausages.
No, we're good.
Okie doke.
And like spits? Because if so, I could totally go for like a hot dog right about now.
You just ate.
Yeah, so what about second breakfast?
How many stomach did they cram into you?
Not enough, apparently. There are too many. However you want to look at it.
All right. So where are you driving to once you drive out of here?
What do y'all think? Do we want to head back towards the abandoned warehouse area that we were? Do you want to go closer to home?
Well, an abandoned warehouse is, in my opinion, suitable for an exchange of illicit goods, which is money for information. So that may make sense.
Can we find another abandoned warehouse so we don't accidentally run into Miguel if he's wandering the street as a sad man?
I mean, if we can
We can just
pick him
kidnap him
back up,
again.
we can force him to call the guy and use his voice.
I'm sorry. I know. I'm on 10 with Miguel. We don't have to kidnap him again this time.
I mean, from my point of view, yes, there are lots of warehouses you could probably find, but I imagine that you're asking somebody in the van.
I mean, I could once again check listing for a warehouse for rent in a particular neighborhood, and we could probably break in one and stuff. For wait a minute, I did put 1 point in Chicago area knowledge, so I'm gonna use it.
Okay. There are plenty of places where there are general warehouse areas. As far as like abandoned, in a lot of places in the middle of the night, abandoned, not abandoned, same. They're locked up, and just the difference is how much stuff's inside. In a lot of cases, they'll all have some measure of security, probably in form of some cameras or what have you, because various corporations that do realty don't necessarily want people just breaking into those places either, for lots of reasons. So, is there any kind of particular sort of thing you're looking for in the warehouses that you are kind of hoping to find there for Etienne?
I'd say probably like smaller corps with stuff that is not as expensive inside, so security might be lower. So I can either deal with it's going to be easier to circumvent, or it's like a warehouse with one camera on the front and one on the back is probably easier to deal with than a warehouse with 24 cameras and rotor drones flying around and shit.
Right. So you're looking for something a little more low rent.
Yeah.
All right. That's easy enough. So sure, you do find a spot. It is going to be, so there is Highland Park, and then before you get to Milwaukee, and even before you get to the city before Milwaukee, I'm trying to remember what that one was, but there's also North Chicago, and North Chicago is not North Chicago. Like, there's Chicago, and then there's Highland Park, and then there's the city of North Chicago, and that is not the nicest of places right now. In 2070, 2075 Chicago. So you figure you could probably find, and there's definitely some warehouses up there that you could probably find and make use of.
Right. And then again, we don't have to necessarily break in and do the thing. We can do that outside or whatever you guys think. Well, if we're inside, it's probably going to be easier to hide and set up sniper nest or something to deal with the situation. So what do you guys think?
Is there a sniper nest? Is that true?
No, I mean there's nothing. It's a warehouse.
We're
So, I
finding the
mean-
warehouse with all of the things we need to tactically like engage on someone.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like there's drones already in there, and I can just take ownership of it, and it's just going to be super easy. No, we're trying to find an empty warehouse where we can like set up that clandestine meeting with the guy, so then we can jump him whomever comes with him. Yeah.
Okay. I'm on board.
All right. Well, let's go North Chicago and let's try and figure out one that's suitable for what we need, and then get to work getting us inside and reworking the security so it cannot be used against us.
It sounds good. I'll start heading that direction.
Sounds like a great plan.
Thing I can do to help? I have fingers. I can push buttons.
Right now, you need to rest. So why don't you do that? Because we don't know if he shows up. We don't know how he's going to show up.
Let me know if I can do anything. And then
Yeah.
now that that before he goes back to sleep, he remembers to re-put all the guns and stuff back under the seats from when Miguel was back there, and he moved them. And he crawls back up.
Well, I don't know if you can hear that, but right outside on the side street, someone's car alarm is going off, and it is super distracting.
In real life or in the game?
In real life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Of like, are you not home? Like, this is a neighborhood. This isn't like a market. Like, do you not hear your car out there?
That's the thing with these kind of car alarms. It's like, oh, it's not my car, it's someone else's car. My car doesn't sound like that, even though I never heard it.
I guess. I mean, if I could do something about it, even though it wasn't my car, I would. Go out there and kick it. Okay, so finding a place to set up a warehouse is not that difficult. You head into North Chicago and cruise around just a little bit, and eventually settle on something that's kind of a little bit out of the way. The fence in front is chained, but there's enough give so that everyone except for Gertrude could just slip through it if they wanted to. There's definitely signs of like people probably have been here before and throwing a party or something.
Well, it's a good start. It means it's not too secure. So it might be what we need.
And probably people aren't living here if people are throwing parties here.
True.
People don't party where they live.
I mean, you could, but if you're living in an abandoned warehouse, you're probably not also throwing parties in your abandoned warehouse house.
Right.
Okay. I like how you're thinking.
I'm gonna check on the matrix. Nico, can you do the thing where you look for spirits and stuff around the warehouse? Make sure we're not being jumped by anything magical.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna go into half astral just so I can look and see right outside of the van. What do I see?
You see darkness. There's not really a lot of people around here. There's not even spirit traffic like above you. If you look like far away, you can see like the tiny twinkling lights of the spirit kind of cruising by, but here, nothing.
Nothing. All right,
No
so I guess
spiritual guards, no crazy, hellhound attack dogs, nothing.
is there a bait? I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. So I'll go into astral, I guess, since I don't see anything, and then I'll drift into the building, and then I'll start at the bottom, and then I'll go to the top.
There's not really a top. It's just a singular warehouse. So there's just the one level, and it's mostly open inside. There are some kind of rooms. It's pretty simple, empty, mostly empty.
Okay. So mostly empty. I noticed that word. Why mostly empty?
There's walls
What's
and stuff. So that's what I mean.
Oh.
It's not just like an open square space inside.
Okay. So then I'll back into my body. Hey, it's empty.
Okay, good. Niziana's gonna pass out in the Matrix, and him and his agent are gonna go and check, see if there is still cameras active around or anything like that that could be a problem. That's the agent.
Okay.
Second. Of course. My agents once again roll better than I do.
Yep. Your agent is a better decker than you.
Oh, I have
That's sad.
Yeah, there's a single camera that is actually pinging, that it's active, just a little ways down. It is kind of hanging a little awkwardly off of a post.
Okay, but it's not like it's a little bit further away from the building.
Yeah, it's a little further away. It's not like right up on you or anything.
Okay, so I don't think we need to worry too much about that, as long as we keep away from it as we're waiting for this person to show up.
Right.
Satchel, do you know anything about security or mobs? I can't remember if anybody knew anything about the organized crime.
I know how to subvert security. Like I'm pretty good at sneaking.
I don't think I have organized crime. What do I have? I have
mobs. I have knowledge.
No, I have Chicago gangs. I don't have organized crime.
I have Chicago gangs, organ leggers, and safe houses.
We only have Matrix security, so that's not going to be.
I don't know anything about security, so that was why I was asking. As we're starting to set up this site to bring this guy in, to make sure that we've got as many bases covered as we can, was my thought. But it's good to know that you know organ leggers, friends of yours.
Friends.
It's a knowledge skill. It's not that you know them, you know about them.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought you knew some.
Friends of yours?
All right. Well, I'd the van take position either inside or near the building. I'll see if I can get in that camera to get ourselves some eyes out there. However, he may be able to kick me out of it as he gets close. Then we send a message and we wait.
Is there a loading area for this particular warehouse that we can put the van so it looks like it belongs there, or?
Not in this warehouse itself, but you can definitely just roll the van around behind.
Okay. And that's what I will do.
Once we're set up and we're expecting him, I would. Oh yeah, no, Darcy is not connected to the Matrix, is she?
Mm-mm. She is not.
Oh, that's good. That might play. That's at our advantage this time. At least he can't hack our car.
Right. All right. So what's the message that you send?
Do we have? I think we should work on that together, guys, as a team. I'm not much of a people's person. I don't know what sounds right or not, but I mean, I'm gonna.
Here, you're the one that has parties at your house. Just saying.
Yeah, not that kind of people person. I mean, I miss my own party. God damn. I mean, I'm not very good at like making people believe what I want them to believe if it's not the truth.
I am. I can lie like a
Good.
sailor.
That's
You're in the
great.
All right. Well, so you're calling him or are you sending a message?
Message would be a better idea unless you feel confident that you can reproduce his voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was kited for a second. No, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I just looked at my con rating on this one, and it's not what I thought it was. I'm sorry.
But you were very confident about it.
Because
so-
I forgot that I did the switch. So I was like, oh yeah, I can con. Nope, I can't con. I can con a little bit. I can like halfway con.
Well, that's probably better than all of us combined together. So
I can try.
yeah, okay. So let's
Whose
look at
voice?
his message. Let's look at his message that he sent before, so we can have an idea of how he writes before
Okay.
we start like writing in slang that he never uses and stuff.
All right, so let's hear this message.
So I'm just gonna go through his comlink and try and like see if there's like little like, oh, he always put two exclamation points at the end of his thing. He keeps saying Drek every 2 words.
Yeah, let's call that a I'm gonna go into your active skills.
Etiquette?
I was gonna say an impersonation plus logic
For me?
for
That'd be me.
you, if for whoever's doing this, because so it's not, you're not impersonating them like personally, but you are trying to impersonate like their style.
Oh,
of
I have to
things and
change
stuff.
it. I have to change it before I press it. So impersonation plus logic. It's giving me.
Wait a second. If you if we're going logic, might have to be me then, because
Okay.
I don't want to be an asshole, but I think I'm smarter than you.
Yep, you were an
Like-
asshole.
Yeah, my character is smarter than you, is what I'm trying to say.
Yep, that's what just happened.
You know, sometimes
I mean-
you
I
just can't be
mean-
an asshole.
It's okay because I grew up on the street. So, but go
Fair
ahead.
enough.
Dom de dom day.
And before I get around to doing that, let me check. I still have Psyche. Does that boost logic? Because, you know, drugs can help.
I think it does.
Those are bad kids.
Mhm.
Let me go and check my spreadsheet.
Yes. I want to say yes, it does, or it's either that or intuition or both.
Logic and intuition. So yeah, Etienne is gonna take his little medicine, and he's gonna wait about 10 minutes, and then he's gonna get to work.
Okay. Sounds good.
Then he's gonna pre-edge that CD roll of his. So logic plus impersonation. I don't have impersonation, so that's gonna be defaulting to logic.
Right.
Pre-edge that.
Drugs are still bad, even when they're helpful.
Don't fall for the trap, kids.
Just to help me concentrate.
Drugs are bad. You didn't. I mean, we definitely drugged that dude. Never mind.
Anesthesia is not a drug. I mean, it is a drug, but this is not a drug that people are using. Most people don't use anesthesia recreationally that I'm aware of.
I mean,
maybe they do.
Heroin's an anesthesia.
But that's a special kind.
Okay. So you spend some time studying this guy's texting habits, and you feel comfortable. You feel like you could probably pull it off.
all right. So I'm going to start typing the message.
All right. What is the gist?
Gist is, Eamon, I got the money from Sid. Come and meet us at XYZ. Careful, I think. No. I was going to say careful. I think he sent someone after me, so that's why it's there. So, no, wait. But you guys, I'm writing a message, so you guys can pipe in and give me advice.
While he's doing that, I lean over to Satchel and say, while he's doing that, I lean over to Satchel and say, if he was from the streets, he wouldn't be struggling.
Word.
That's very nice of you.
You say, wait, give me what you got so far. Give me what you got so far.
I got the money from Sid. He squealed like a pig, and we have exactly what we need. Come and meet me at this location.
Nah, too many words. Got the bread, right? Couldn't what's his name? Sid?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't hold water, right? Got the bread. Sid couldn't hold water. Meet me here at blank, and then that's it. No, just not even meet me here at blank, waiting for you.
That's not bad. Let's see if I can fit that with the way he speaks, and we can have something similar to that. So that's basically what he's trying to write, but keeping in mind the way the person he's impersonating would write these texts.
Okay, sure. So you send that. After several moments, there is a response. Why are we meeting up there?
He looks to the others and he's like, "You guys think?"
Sorry, I was tweaking. Took a massive hit of whatever. It looks to Gertrude, and it's kind of like, what kind of drugs was he on all the time?
All of them.
But he's not gonna admit that openly if he's a user. Not like that.
Maybe.
He's not gonna admit. He might admit that he's using, but he's not gonna admit that that's causing him discomfort.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I'm tracking.
I think we could also go the route of he had people on me. I lost them, but I need to lay low for a minute before I need to lay low in the meantime. You don't want to do that either because, and I'm sorry, I don't want to be that guy who's always disagreeing. And that's what I feel like I'm being right now. Am I being that guy? Well, listen, you don't want to be that guy because one thing you won't do is call for a meet if you feel that there's heat. You won't do that.
If there is heat, we will not meet.
That's
a good mnemonic to help remember. To help remember that if there is
seriously
heat,
like
do not meet.
Yeah, because why would you meet up to do some shady shit if you feel like you could be being followed? That's like the absolute time where you just lay low and stay quiet.
Yeah, I thought that saying that he lost the tail was good enough. But you're right. That might be Gertrude. You had something you wanted to say?
Well, I was gonna say I look forward to Nico's PSA propaganda poster. Don't meet if there's heat. I'm looking forward to seeing that, what that looks like. But also, Nico, what would you suggest? You're sort of our expert on this sort of thing.
It just needs to be super casual and super flippant.
So you want your money or not?
Or maybe even just, are there like, I'm not sure, Dan, are there people like, is there neighborhoods around, even though like this is abandoned, are there places around here where people might be? Because we can say he just met a girl or something. He just left a place where he something.
Yes, there are.
I just met with my girl, and and this is a quiet place near there.
That sounds about right. I had business in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And,
no. Mention the girl.
He's married.
Listen. Straight dudes, and they hear girls, they go for it. Cool.
All right. Okay. I was meeting my side girls around, and it seems like a quiet place.
Okay.
Yes. Side chick is here.
He was in the apartment with believe his girlfriend who was pregnant. So yeah, that's what we're going for.
Boom. Yeah. These kind of dudes, they look shifty like they got side girls, so boom.
Okay, so you send that message. After several moments, the response comes back. Okay, got it. I'll be up there in half an hour.
Word.
Yes.
Nico just does this from the corner.
Okay, so with that, I'm not going to necessarily map this out, but here's a nice dark interior for you to feast your eyes upon while we're waiting for him to arrive, and you're telling us exactly kind of what your plan is. You're hiding. You're going to set up a sniper's nest.
Just hiding with a good vantage point to if I need to shoot, maybe get into that camera out there so I can have an idea of like, oh, he's showing up with 5 cars with tinted window and potentially an army. Stuff like that. So that little crappy camera, I could maybe get in there and have an eye on it.
Okay.
I'm going to wait a little bit before I do that because I don't want to accumulate Overwatch by just sitting there for half an hour and I don't have the Fire on the Wall program.
Right. Yeah,
or you know what? Instead of hacking a camera, I'm going to take the time I have and set up my own camera somewhere out there, like the pinpoint camera.
That is another thing you could do.
Oh, wait, no. But he may spot it. I'll make sure he doesn't. It's going to be under my pan, and I'm going to run all my crap. Make sure I'm stealthy.
Okay.
You're so excited about this.
I am.
So you find a spot. Give me a perception plus logic. That's what we'll go with. Yeah, perception plus logic. Okay. So you find a spot that you think is going to be the most likely direction that he's coming from, and you go ahead and set up the camera there. Make sure that it's under your pan so that it won't ping unless he's able to find you, and then you're of course running silent. And in terms of running silent, what are you running? Are you running everything silent? Is there anything you're going to leave on? What's your deal here?
Well, I'm gonna let the the comlink from Miguel running normally to make sure that if he has a look, he's like, okay, Miguel is there and stuff. But it somewhere where he would probably not be able to use it to spot us, like in the corner somewhere.
Right.
And my gear in all of that will be running under my deck, which is running silent itself. But the things I need, which is my gun and my deck, are on. Everything else that I'm not using right now is just turned off the matrix.
Okay.
Other than
Sounds
that, I'm running silent as we said. I'm gonna put my stealth program on and make sure I'm as hidden as I can on the matrix, basically.
Should the rest of us turn off our comm links or anything?
You guys should be under my pan, so I should be protecting you, but everything you're not planning on using, turn it off.
1 second.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Sorry. That was the dog is playing with a paper bag in the next room, and it is indeed her favorite thing, but
Aw.
it was also quite loud. So
That's fair.
it's just one of those days where everything is trying to just be super loud, I guess. All right. Well, so yeah, you're gonna have to go over that last about 30 seconds because
Okay. Basically, everything that we're not planning to use, like in the coming minutes when he shows up, should be turned off from the matrix.
Right.
Do you guys have what is it called? Micro transceivers or stuff like that. The thing that does not, the walkie-talkie thing.
walkie-talkie thing.
I have a subvocal. I have subvocals.
That's good. I don't even have that, so let's forget about it.
Oh, okay.
That micro transceiver, I mean, which is the thing that you use to communicate when you're not using the matrix, which is why I said walkie-talkie thing. Currently, it's not part of my gear. Did not do good.
Is that something we should get in the future?
Yes. But yeah, everything we're not using should be turned off the matrix. We should keep communication to a minimum, and I'm going to put everybody's comlink and primary weapons under my pants so I can protect them and hide them as our mark gets closer.
Okay. So everyone takes some time, turns everything off, and just kind of waits in silence. The camera notices a sleek, sort of nondescript sedan, dark in color, kind of turns slowly onto the road, and it wheels forward. The door opens, and a gentleman steps out. He... One second.
Muted.
Oh, the world of virtual everything. That is literally the theme song of this entire last year. Muted. I think there's no phrase that people have heard more than that phrase.
Sorry about that. I am back. All right, so yeah, everything everything is all set up, and he kind of steps out of the vehicle. You see, he's in a suit with the tie, and he just kind of looks around, perhaps a little bit nervously. You see this from the camera, and he starts to make his way up. He's got a little, like a little courier bag, and he starts moving up to the fence. He notices that it's kind of open a bit, and with that, he kind of takes a look around. I need you to go ahead and make, for Etienne, a sleaze plus logic roll.
All right. I'm gonna post edge that, and keep in mind that he has a -2 because I look like just matrix scraps.
Okay. After a few seconds, he kind of squeezes in between the two parts of the fence and slowly walks up to the warehouse. One of the side doors is actually half broken off, and as he approaches it, he opens the door and kind of peers in. Miguel? With that, you actually see from his eyes little lights kind of light up, and now, like, wherever he's looking, the lights are flashing.
Etienne is going to look at him for a second, and if you want me to roll a judge intention, I'm ready to do so to try and see, does he seem like he's going to walk in a little bit further to investigate or not?
Well, first, everybody that is hiding and can see him should go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Check.
You said stealth check?
Stealth roll, yes. Stealth or sneaking.
Sneak, yeah.
Sneaking, okay. Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm running out of edge, so I'm gonna add a plus one to it. So I got 2.
Yeah.
2 hits.
I got impersonation. I don't see mine. Oh, I got 3. Wow.
All right. He scans a look around and he's like, Miguel, and then he does step in to the warehouse itself.
I'm just gonna send a DNI message to everyone and say, now is our time to grab him.
So I will
Miguel, are you in here? I guess not.
Is it like unarmed combat to jump out and grab him?
Yes.
Okay.
As he's turning around to like leave and see if it's maybe another warehouse. All right. So with that, suddenly out of the darkness, Gertrude rushes and tries to grab him. And as he kind of turns and his eyes widen, the actual beams on the lights actually widen up a little bit too. Let's see what happens here. He does get to make a defense test because he was a little bit expecting maybe something was going wrong when no one responded. So that is going to be this. Beats a 3. He ducks under the sweeping arms of Gertrude, and he is trying to turn and run out. However, everybody's faster than him, period. So what's everyone else doing?
Takes out the lube gun and paints the road ahead of him in lube.
Okay.
I'm going to let
It's not-
him do that before I do anything else.
So with that, there is the rat-tat-tat click of the capsule rounds being fired into the ground right
Not
around the
rat-tat-tat.
doorway.
Been listening to Snoop.
And just right around there in the doorway, in front, kind of under the guy a little bit too. And so what I would like everyone to do right now, if you're watching, is to just imagine now this group trying to secure this man over a puddle of industrial strength lubricant. And you have 10 minutes to just kind of think of how that goes in your head, and we'll be back from our break.
I had to do the Oprah meme.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. So I hope you guys totally imagine that tussle, because right now we have got our guy sitting cross-legged on the ground with his hands bound behind his back. The satchel, the little courier bag that he was carrying, is now in the possession of Etienne, and 4 Shadowrunners are standing around him in a, I guess it's not really a circle, like a square, and he is looking up at them. Who the hell are you? What's going on?
He's going to look around to the other, and he's going to like pull the battery out of the deck, and he's like, see, there's people who don't want what you had to get out.
What do you mean? Do you even know who I am?
Satchel like looks around and it's like notices that is there anybody out here that he can see? If not, he's gonna be like, well, you keep talking like that, you're going to be nobody.
Make an intimidation check.
Does he get bonuses for the guy being outnumbered and all of that jazz?
Yeah, he'll get. Let's give you a bonus of 3, because you got the guy at your, at a.
Okay, I do not have
right
intimidation. I have negotiation.
So it's charisma. Just do at the top of your skill list. There's a default skill button. Make sure it says charisma and social next to it, and then add 3 to it when you click it. It should ask you if you know.
It of course is doing it. It's slow rolling thing. You said charisma.
Charisma. So default. Set it to charisma. Set it to social, and then roll it as if that's your skill.
For the sake of brevity, oh, here we go. Okay, so there's charisma, and then social.
Okay. You guys made a big mistake. Just, you know what? Back off. Let me walk. We'll forget all about it.
I see that's an issue because we can have something to accomplish here. You have some, how shall we say, footage that we need to remove.
Is that what this is about? You guys working for Sid, huh? I made a mistake. You made a mistake. So what do you want?
Well, I believe I was pretty clear about that. this footage you have. We want it gone.
You think I brought it here? I'm just here to pick up the money.
That's true, but let me check what Etienne has in his hand. Actually,
Okay.
do I have? I don't have a knowledge skill about cyberdeck. What else could do the trick? I believe Comlink won't hardware.
You could try hardware. It definitely looks like a cyber deck.
That's okay. Thank you for that information, Danny. That was very, very helpful.
Yes.
I have cyber technology, if that would help.
So cyber technology is more about like implants.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's fairly obvious that it's some sort of, tech that's bigger than a comlink, but
smaller than a bread box.
smaller than a bread box. How about this, Thomas? It's a nice cyber deck.
It's a nice cyber deck.
It's a nice cyber deck.
Okay. So these things don't really come cheap, do they? Looks it over a little bit.
You do not want to mess with that, he says.
Oh, probably not. You're right.
Can we just steal this man's legs and be done with it? He says, and he looks over seriously to Nico.
Could be an option, but
And Nico is literally just doing this right here.
well, before we get to that kind of very intense stuff, maybe we can talk a little bit. So, what would it take to? Hey, thank you, Doug. What would it take to make all of that go away?
I was expecting $500,000.
I know you were, but things have changed a little bit. Gestures to him and people around.
What's your offer?
Out of game. How much are we getting paid for that bullshit again?
It's $12,000 each. And I think, it's $12,000 each.
Yeah, I was gonna say not $500,000.
Yeah, no, I knew it was not even close, but I just wanted to know at what length we wanted to go to make sure it doesn't happen.
So when he says $500,000, Satchel's just going to run his pockets and try to get his keys, and then he's just gonna walk out towards his car.
Okay. That's easily done. There is no issue getting his keys.
Slip a little bit next to the door because
Nico is literally Nico's in the background just looking like this.
All right. What are you doing? Where are you going?
Oh, you're not going to need this anymore. And then he's just walking out towards his car.
Okay.
Hey, careful, Satchel. We don't know what kind of. Well, you have the keys. You should be fine. Before he says anything else, Etienne is going to look him over Matrix-wise now that he has the cyber deck to see if he can pick up anything else that comes out of him as far as Matrix signal or anything running more or less.
Sure. Make a Matrix perception test.
Can I enlist my agent to help me on that? No, you know what? He's going to turn to, in the Matrix, he's going to turn to Laurent, the agent. He's like, can you check this guy over? You've been doing so much better than I.
All right. 1 second here. So, okay. You actually don't find, that cyberdeck is on, but you don't see Laurent expresses that there is no signal that he can see.
All right. As someone who knows hardware very well, can I turn off, like physically turn off the deck?
Yeah. And so you do.
We'll start with that. You find the little switch hidden in the back and boop.
You just kind of, okay. Then
It's
what?
just a start. So, out of character. We failed so much on the intimidation. It's hard to figure out, like, I mean, all right. Did Satchel already like told him we're gonna fucking kill you if you don't comply? And he's like, no, fuck you. So it's kind of hard to get around that.
Oops.
Well, the half a mil is not gonna happen right now. So
Quarter mil?
come on.
We could just make sure that you leave here with your legs intact.
And you know, you told me that I shouldn't mess with that. I know you scoped me out before that. I'm much better with tools than I am with a keyboard, so you know, a new set of legs, a new cyber deck, a new car, and he looks out the door. That's a lot of money, man. I mean, probably not a $250,000. That's fair, but you know, recouping lost and costs and stuff.
Who yells from the car because like legs cost so much on the market.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So nothing for me, huh? All that hard work just for a bunch of 2-bit street rats to take it all away.
Well, you know,
That's very rude. We're at least 4-bit.
That is true, and
but we're not even Sonic the Hedgehog level. I would say we're at least 16 to 32. Come on.
You played a game, and fortunately, didn't go that way. So, unfortunately, gambling doesn't always pay out.
Fine. Well, what now?
Well, you said you didn't bring it with you. I'm not that dumb. I know these things are not always on hardware and stuff. So we're gonna have to find some way to make sure that backups and other physical storage have been wiped.
Yep, I've got it stashed in another location.
Satchel wants to like search his car.
Okay.
So
It's a nice car. It's clean inside. There's not really a lot going on in the vehicle itself.
is there anything that of interest that I'd find in the car? If I like go through this glove box, under seats, etc.
You find there's not a whole lot in there. There's a couple of burner comlinks. You're pretty sure they're burner comlinks. You've seen the comics that you throw away, and these look about the same. And in the back seat, there is a garment bag.
Huh?
Kind of hanging up on the side. You know how they do.
And does his car have like an onboard, navigation system or anything?
Are you starting it? Okay. It does indeed have it's a standard stock. So that means that yes, it does have a grid guide so that it's a self-driving car, basically.
He kind of like sends a message to Etienne as he's like interrogating him or whatnot, and he's like, "How do I run his navigation system?" Like,
if you go in like the menu, there's going to be like previously visited location on the top right corner of the screen. You should be able, unless he fucked around with it, you should be able to see where he was. If not, I can probably have a look.
so I open up his previously like visited locations on his navigation, following Etienne's instructions.
Okay. Sure. You follow those instructions and you are able to see that he's definitely drives around. I mean, there's a lot of locations. He leaves from the gated community from time to time.
He just kind of takes note of like the different places or addresses he like the last 5, and then he keeps those and he writes those down.
Sure.
Did he? Etienne is going to send Satchel a message and say, "Did he went anywhere else before, in between here and the gated community?"
Has he?
No, he hasn't.
He has not.
Okay, so I assume his other location might be back there.
Nico, can you tell if people are lying?
Yes. Not all. I mean, it depends on what I roll. But yes. Do you want me to try?
Well, he says it's in another location, but I don't know if I believe him. But I kind of trust people a lot, and so it's hard for me to tell when someone is lying.
I totally get what you're saying, because me too. I don't trust anybody. So I'm gonna take a moment and I'm gonna check this guy out. I'm gonna read his aura.
Okay. Well, he's not magic. He is he doesn't seem to be too afraid. He's definitely stressed, but he doesn't seem to have like this high sense of fear.
Can I also do a judge intentions roll?
Sure. All right, let's see. It looks like his intention is to figure out how to best get out of this situation with the best outcome.
This situation, meaning with us, or
Yeah.
with us? He wants to get out of the situation with the best outcome.
Sure, yeah, of course.
That part of the sentence is a little confusing for me. When you say best outcome, like, how do I know what's a good outcome for him? Because it could be us dead, or it could just be us leaving him alone.
I mean, make an intuition plus logic test. So click on either one of those and then click the other one.
Okay.
The very, 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 very best outcome for this guy is that he lives and he's $500,000 richer. That's the best of the best. The worst is you murder him right now. That's like the worst for him. So you figure the best is like if he lives and gets something out of it, and then like living is the baseline, and then like what can he get besides living?
Right.
And then if you fuck with him too much, can he get revenge later? Maybe like those are things that you would think in your head. So like he definitely still has the thing, and you have.
What do I have? What do I have? Do I have any like extra goodies from the audience?
You'd have to look in the
Check.
I can't see my magic for some reason.
Looks like you have an auto hit. You have a NERPS.
An auto hit means like no, that's not
plus one to your it's a plus one to your
and I can't buy a SmackDown for myself, right?
No, we've.
Could I like give you $5 when we get off stream and you just let me do that right now? Because I will totally give you $5.
Dope.
I have it. I'm good for it too. I don't see my spells, Danny, for some reason.
Can't see your spells?
No, I keep clicking magic spells and it doesn't show me anything.
Are you scrolled up or all the way down or something? No, you can't be scrolled down.
No, I don't know. It's not like I'm clicking all the tabs. It's not even changing from one to another. Character sheet. Okay, there we go. I had to close out of it and go back into it. Isn't that crazy? I jinxed
turn it off and turn it back on.
Man, I shouldn't did that before the stream. Okay. So it would be great if I had like a SmackDown or
what are you trying to do? And then we'll see what happens.
I'm literally trying to recreate, like, now that I know that he's afraid of dying, I want him to feel like he's gonna die. And I can't really ask for
that there's not like some sort of he's got like a specific fear of dying. He just, like anyone, would prefer not to. He's calm. He's very calm actually for this.
But situation. He does feel like we could kill him.
He's yes. I mean, it's obvious that you could kill him.
Yeah, we're standing around him tied up.
There's 4 of us and a wolf spirit. So my plan, once again, have the wolf spirit manifest behind this dude, right? And then like make him feel like we're gonna fuck him up until he talks.
It's a legitimate strategy.
Yeah,
which is gonna. I'm gonna need a little bit of chaotic world. I'm gonna need a little bit of bind. I'm gonna need a little bit of edge, a little bit of smackdown.
So you want to cast some spells?
I want to cast some spells without passing out.
So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this, Dari. That's Etienne is gonna send Nico a few message in DNI, which means we don't talk. It just happens in our mind.
Okay, I'm gonna send some back.
And he's like, all right, I think it's time for good cop, bad cop. I've been pretty nice with him so far. So what if you would flex your magic muscle on him?
Okay.
Give me a minute to introduce that, and then we'll see how that goes, all right?
What's a NERPS do, Danny?
Plus 3 year roll.
And I don't have any edge or smackdown?
You have a NERPS and you have an auto hit.
I feel like I'm coughing and winked out, so guess it's not gonna happen.
Well, let's try.
I want to bind this guy. Okay, I'll wait. Go ahead, Thomas. Etienne.
So Etienne is gonna be like, well, you have this other location, but we're not dumb. If we let you drive us there, you're going to drive us into another ambush and so on and so forth. For all we know, your other location might be, where your current employers is, and we don't want to go there. It's a little complicated. So I'm going to step back and let my friend here, and he gestures at Nico, have a little chat with you, and we'll see how that goes, and maybe we can renegotiate after that. Buddy?
So Nico steps forward and he's got his fingers like this. And then he looks at this guy and says, "Can I curse?"
You can.
He looks at this guy and says, "You know you fucked up, right?"
I'm beginning to see that I might have made an error in judgment.
"Oh, you fucked up."
Remains to be seen.
Now, of course, I am to be feared, but I'm not alone. No, we're not alone. And then I'm going to say, "Spirit."
Your spirit has arrived. It's looking at everything and, yeah?
It's your job to protect us, right?
Yeah?
I know I don't have any more like commands. Could I ask the spirit to manifest? Is that a command?
If you ask the spirit to manifest, that is a command.
Can I make a request to said spirit?
You can make a request to said spirit.
Spirit, look, I know I don't. I'm gonna whisper this. Can I speak to the spirit mentally?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm mentally gonna say to the spirit, "Listen, I know that we don't have any more, command, and you're just supposed to protect us. But this guy, I need this guy to be like afraid of us, and I think just your presence alone could help us out. Could you just manifest pretty, please? And I swear we'll get you some tacos, bro. I swear we'll get you some tacos."
Make a negotiation test.
Where's that? Is that in the negotiation? Oh no, my negotiation's crap.
All right.
It's not horrible.
So,
I won.
Just stand behind you and sit.
I mean, yes, at the very least that. And if you feel the urge to growl or help us intimidate the hell out of this guy, it would be so much appreciated.
And then tacos.
Tacos.
Before
Period.
sunrise.
What time is it?
You've got time.
Yes. And the more he's intimidated, the more tacos you get, dude. I will go broke on tacos for you right now. Also, because you're my favorite spirit.
Oh, you tell that to all the spirits.
No, but you look so cool. The techno stuff, it's working. I like it.
So with that, he does materialize behind you, the promise of tacos. And this man looks up and looks at your spirit. If you would like to make an intimidation test, you may. You can add 3 to it.
How do I do that? Just press +3?
When you click on intimidation, it should give you a thing to add your plus to it.
Right, but there's like a plus/minus. Do I have to actually add the plus, or do I just put 3?
You can just put 3, I think.
Okay. Oh, that's a horrible roll, but it did something. To get into existence.
So that's it's an interesting spirit you got there. So like a techno dog.
Do you want to find out?
Not really into dance music, so nah.
Nico does everything in his power not to laugh. Successfully. But inside he is dying. And then he's gonna cast I don't have any freaking edge. Crap. I really just want to start magicking the hell out of this dude.
But you can still cast without edge.
Can I clout this guy?
You could totally clout the guy.
I'm gonna clout him. And
if you're asking the group though in character, I don't know.
I'm not. I'm just gonna clout him. But I'm gonna do like a low level clout.
Okay. Low level clout.
Like a level 6 will put him on his ass, won't it?
Probably.
All right, I'm gonna 6 him.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
You're gonna 6 him. Got it. Let's see. Where is he at? Okay.
If I had some edge, some other things would happen. But I don't have any. I'm sorry, I was coughing because it's windy in here.
Go ahead and give it a roll.
I did. I don't know where it's at.
Oh.
I really did roll though.
Try again.
Is it asking you for a modifier or something? That
Or force, which is 6. That's where you put. Okay, there you go. Boom. 5. Okay, so all right, so you just stop, and he just goes boom, and you knock him out.
all right, that works. That works too, I guess. Oh, this.
I'm so sorry.
You didn't even have to pretend to take his legs.
I did.
You just were like, I'm just gonna do a little flick.
I guess in my mind you're like, oh, all you need is a 6, and I'm like, yeah, all I need is a 6. Like Hulk smashed this guy. And he rolled a 0. Goodness gracious.
He only needed to get 2 out of that, but
So I'm gonna look at everybody else and be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I wish I could have punched him in the face myself.
But now that he's unconscious, we could totally do the legs thing.
Good. Take all the stuff out of his pockets first.
Yeah, or I mean, I don't like that I think like this, but unless he has a dead man switch set up, which, well, it's not going to happen because I turn off his deck. Well, shouldn't happen as far as I know because I turn off his deck. If he's gone, even if he has a backup somewhere, it's not like someone else is going to find it.
We got to figure out a way to scare this dude because I brought out my spirit. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we have his deck, we have his car, we have everywhere he's been, sort of like his last 5-6 destinations. We have all 18 of his burner phones chilling in here. Like, do we really need him anymore? We could just go around and just to these places and pick him up and like search, some drawers, look inside the refrigerator.
My problem with you're right, but the thing is that I think if I was this guy and I had sensitive information on a chip and I was working for a mafia boss in one of the most protected neighborhood and in a house with spirits and protecting mage and stuff, I would probably leave it there. So said backup is probably a dimension we came across earlier. That's my impression. Not necessarily, but...
So Satchel kind of like scratches his head and it's like, well, if that mansion is the only place we needed to go to begin with, like, why are we here with this guy?
Well, now they don't have Matrix security.
Oh.
But they do still have those
magic
spirits, yeah.
And then again, that's like, does his boss know that he did that and that he's possibly hiding that at his location? If not, if he just like, and it's in fishes in his pocket, that's a data chip. It's like that big. You slip that under a desk or under a chair, like, I mean, it doesn't mean that his boss knows that it's there and that he was going to do something with it. So if we get rid of this guy, there's a good chance that Sid is safe. I don't like to think like that, but
Well, also, if he's looking for 500,000 new yen for someone who's supposed to be retired, mafia retirement must be terrible.
If you make it to retirement, because I don't think a lot of
Yeah,
them
it's
do.
true.
Maybe they don't actually have retirement, and that's why.
I think retirement is.
And that's why he's working security for someone else right now.
Right.
He's retired from doing jobs, but he has a paid position now, which is retirement.
It just seemed like a lot of money for somebody who was retired and not says that they're not being mafia anymore.
They did warn us that we did something stupid, so whatever happens next, somebody's going to be looking for him.
It's a long story short that we put him in this car and had him take a long drive off a short bridge.
Well,
But first, we need to get some tacos.
Gertrude,
Tacos.
Okay.
Gertrude, you seem to have a revelation like a few seconds ago, and I want to hear that.
This thought just occurred to me. So if he is still actually working for the mafia and not retired, or doing some shady stuff already, then how would it look if Lone Star showed up to his house where he's supposed to be doing security and he's not there?
I like that.
Where it looks like maybe he sold out his employer or divulged some sort of secret.
But if his employer has a mention in the gated community, he's probably on quote unquote on the up and up with the law at the moment. So Lone Star probably doesn't have a reason to go there. However, Nico, you mentioned that organized crime around here has been having a little bit of a tussle, right? People are flexing muscle on each other, trying to move in and move out and stuff. Maybe a competing family could use their opponent's dicker in their midst.
Is that a question?
Yeah. Yes, and well, the question is, mafia families have been fighting over Chicago for a while, right?
Sure.
Yeah, you told us a little while ago.
Right. There's the Detroit, Wisconsin, Massachusetts. Where was the other place, Danny?
No, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Detroit, Massachusetts. Detroit, Milwaukee, and Chicago. Yeah, there's a void here. Yes.
Yeah, this guy was
Massachusetts mobsters are trying to horn in over here.
Listen, don't play with the Boston. Don't play with Boston. Hey, listen.
Those assholes? What are you talking about?
Peter Griffin gets down, okay? So don't play with.
The thing is, he was working for one of these families, and probably still is in this gated community. He probably has dirt on them, or information. If we could either threaten him to deliver him to one of these competing family, or just do it. That could play at our advantage, using the mafia feud to our advantage there. So I mean, if we get rid of him by sending him to another mafia family, well, we get the heat off our shoulders, put it on theirs, and I mean, I don't think they're gonna let him go. They're probably gonna roast him for every bits of information he has on their opponents. That's nasty, though.
Here's what we do: we sell him out to his own mafia. We make it look like with all these burners that he's already given up information and is trying to sell it to these other two. And then we can even make it look like he's gone to these places on meetups with his car. And then so his only option is to either get the stuff from the place inside and give it to us, because no matter what he says, we have physical evidence or technological evidence that he has been to these places or in contact with these other mafias. And that way, if we don't have to talk to anybody else besides this man right here, and then you just have to move some zeros and ones around.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
He says actually because he didn't think you would have a good idea, Satchel.
No.
Watch a lot of movies.
No. That's yeah. It will. That's not. That's very good.
Oh, cool. Like
however, like he could claim that it was all hacked and stuff, which it would be.
Yeah, but he's a hacker. Of course, he's gonna say I've been hacked. Of course, it was like, it's not me, boss. I promise. Even though my car says I've been here, all these phones said I've talked to these people, and yeah, there's a vested interest of me getting all this money.
It wasn't me.
It was. So, do we know who he was working for before and who he's working for now?
That I do not know. That is a good question.
That was a question to Danny.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you looked into that. You know that he was working for McCaskill before in the north, Milwaukee, but you don't know necessarily who he's working for now.
What that mention is that we went to now. Right. Well, I mean,
could we check to see who owns the house that he is working out of, or did we do that already?
Go ahead, Danny.
I was just going to say that you definitely could. I don't think that you did. You just got like where he was working, but you didn't look in the house.
I don't think we know, but if we do look right now, I have the feeling that it's going to be Joe something that works for that construction company, made a bunch of money in construction in another city somewhere, and that it's basically just a shell or a cover, or it's just someone that needed security. If he's working for, my point is, if he's working for mafia, it's not going to be obvious. But he's passed out, and I have his deck right now. So I could dive into that, but that's dangerous. There's probably a bunch of data bombs in there and other security measure that could blow in my face, but with enough time, no. With enough time and to prep and time to do it, maybe I could get in there. I would need programs to do that, though. I think there's programs that helps you like get rid of data bombs or protect you from them, and I don't have these on hand because I used to be a matrix repairman, not a hacker.
Should we just drop him off at the with the mafia and keep the deck?
Not sure.
Does he need hands to use a deck?
No. Etienne is going to raise both his hand and he's going to send Satchel a message.
Oh, okay.
Like, hey, look at that. Satchel looks at his phone and starts typing down. Okay.
Like, I've been using these the whole time.
So, real quick, I'll just step in here. What is your intention?
I think we're not sure yet. Either we get rid of this guy, either we wake him up and we make sure he gives us what we want, or we set him off to another mafia family, which is pretty much the same thing as just shooting him right off the bat. So I'm not sure what our intention is. We just want this done and we're fumbling to ow.
So you want to get the thing, the MacGuffin, right? You want to make sure that he gets it to you. He says it's not here. He's unconscious, but basically he's not super afraid. He's asking what's in it for him.
And we don't have anything to give him in return if we paid. Like, I don't think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 48,000 new yen is not. it would,
car worth.
Right. So, but you still need the thing. So
we do.
Yes, So I guess what I'm saying is like focus on like what you need to get, and less about how, like all these other kinds of things. Like the guy's right there. At the end of the day, like I told Duryea, he doesn't want to die. Like that's the bottom line. Like, so if he thinks he can get something out of it, sure he will. But at the end of the day, doesn't want to die.
So we could just wake him up and try that over again to get him to spill the beans to where his other location is, where he has all this stuff. Well, not all this stuff, this thing. Or I can buy some programs and try and see in his deck where it is.
We could just try asking him.
And then we can take his legs.
You know what? Yeah, fuck it. Duct tape into a chair and just do the leg thing again.
You don't really have a chair in this particular warehouse.
But how much? I would have to summon another spirit, though.
Why?
Well, because like I don't. Well, first of all, listen. Before we take the legs, we gotta get this guy some tacos, and after that, I don't know how many more favors I'm gonna ask because he doesn't really. I don't really owe him anything. He doesn't really owe me anything.
Yeah, but what? So, no, my question is more: what does
he's protecting us until sunrise? And
yeah, no, I get that. But what role does the spirit take in this process that you guys did while I was in the Matrix looking away last time?
Well, here's the thing about it. It was like a threefold attack on this man's psyche, right? It was. We disoriented him by a new location, so that needs to happen, right? Then we took away his legs and his ability to feel the legs, right? We made him feel surrounded. His world was chaotic, and there was a spirit behind him that he could only see when I let him see it, the spirit, right? But at that point, the spirit was we had tasks that we could ask it to do. We were asking him to intimidate this man. At this point, the spirit's only willing to manifest and sit there.
That's fair. Could we do without the spirit? Can you do the same thing without the spirit? And
absolutely. I'm sure it would decrease the effectability of the process, but we could absolutely try without the spirit.
Yeah, and I mean, your spirit can just sit there, but can it, like, I'm a decker too, so if I was to ask your spirit to hold this deck in its mouth, that would probably spook him very, very much because you don't want to lose that.
Listen.
Or I could just hold it and...
I'm just throwing out options.
Well, let's duct tape him to something and do the interrogation all over again. And should we move locations? Make it look more professional and scary? And by that, I mean, I go in the room back there to just make it seem like we went somewhere else.
Sure, why not? Satchel just kind of scoops him up and then takes him back to what, this office over here?
Yeah.
Boom. Kicks the door open, drops him like a sack of potatoes. Like this is how they do. This is how they do it in the movies, right?
You're the one who watches the movies, so I'm going to trust you on that one.
Sweet. Casino Royale. Do we have a chair that we can knock the bottom out of?
Don't have a chair.
No, let's not go there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So,
I don't have a chair, but yeah, here he is.
Nico, you ready to do this? I gotta slap the stem patch.
Sure. If I pass out though, I'm feeling a little less on edge than I was the last time. Last time I was feeling a little more edgy. And
Satchel,
this is just my connection to the magical realm. That if I felt more edgy, I feel like this would be a more like surefire thing. And maybe the universe will make me feel more edgy.
I don't get that, but I believe you. Just in case, Satchel, could you stand next to him with your stun baton? So if Nico ever pass out before he hit the ground, could you just shock him so he can that our target can pass out before he realized that our mage blew himself off trying to?
Okay. So you set up your spells, you set up the magic, and you wake him up with a stim patch. Level 1 works just fine on this guy because you didn't really he wasn't almost dead.
Okay.
And he looks down at his non-legs. And he looks back up at you. He looks back down. What's this all about?
Am I talking or is it's
I don't know, whoever.
You are talking. You're the.
What it's about is this, player. I've taken your legs.
Oh, okay. Is this like when you take someone's nose?
Listen, because I have this feeling that you got a smart mouth. And one thing I don't like is smart mouths. I can take legs and I can take lips. So you're gonna listen. Where's Gertrude in the room?
I guess mean mugging by the door.
Right, okay.
Doing her best.
I'm gonna like gesture to you to come just to creep forward a little bit, right? Because you got the size, right?
Yeah, it's awkward creep, but I will creep it to my best of my ability.
All right, then I'm gonna look at this guy straight in the face. You know how like the guy like bends over and puts his hand on his knees and then hunches the shoulders and looks at you straight in the face? We're getting tired of your crap, buddy. We need information. And as soon as you give us the information, we'll give you back your legs.
You're right. You're right. This has gone on long enough. You obviously don't have anything. Obviously, what you're getting is covered by this whole making sure Sid doesn't get outed business. I don't know what he's paying you, but he's getting a better deal than $500,000. I'll tell you that. So look, let's just cut to the chase then. 2 places the information resides. One is in that cyber deck. He points over to the satchel. Probably not with his hand, though, because you've got him tied up. And the other is in a data chip in a safe house. So you just got to get the other one, and you've got that one, and then we're done.
And so Satchel looks at the list of addresses he pulled from his car's navigation, and he wants to like pass it to like Etienne, and then try to cross-reference that with known safe houses that he knows about. Since apparently
Make a safe houses knowledge check.
Safe houses knowledge check.
If it's all we needed, I'm going to be a little bit mad. It probably is.
I mean, you have to convince him that you have no money to give him.
Well,
That's really-
he seems pretty convinced that we have no money and we don't know what we're doing. So
Yeah,
it's
at this
fine.
point, like he's looking at like the stumps, and he's like, "These guys have no money."
No money, so we must take his knees. For some reason, being painted it right here. Safe houses.
So you don't know off the bat which one of those this could be because, I mean, you don't have them all memorized. So, but you do have a safe house friend that might know a little bit more. If you, like,
House.
gave that guy this list of addresses, he might know something.
So yeah, I'm gonna dial up house.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you know where address number 4 is on the list? Like Pulaski and Lower Whacker. I don't know if that's even across street. Like I don't know the actual addresses are. So like,
Start
I
off,
just said,
Satchel. Start over.
starting.
What do you got?
Oh yeah. Hey, I have a list of locations. I'm just trying to figure out if any of these sound familiar. And then I'll hook you up with like tacos and beer and stuff later.
Sorry. You can't buy the whole world with tacos.
Can't
But-
you though?
I mean, it's more tacos than you can make. So, okay, how about you send me that list? It's already
Send
like
the list.
in a matrix, and then so instead of reading it, you can just send it to him. Yeah, so
Yeah, listen to
it's the future. So let's see here. Okay. Well, it looks kind of like nope. None of these are on my list. These are like not even in the northern part of the containment zone. These are like all up in the North Corridor. Some of these are up in North Chicago.
Well, thank you. I'll still get you some tacos and beer later.
All right. Thanks. I guess.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. And then I realized that your safe house master contact was connection rating 1. I even gave him bonus because you're directly talking to him about his direct thing, but I tried to give it to you a little bit.
I appreciate it. All right, so that's all right. We're gonna have to kill this man.
So can we just ask him which one is the safe house? Because he seems like he's real smug about it.
Yeah, let's just do that. After all this, he knows we're broke. He wants his legs back.
So
if you want your legs back and just generally wants to live, where's that safe house you speak of?
all right, fine. I'll tell you. I just want you to know that this.
I know what you're about to say, but say it first, and then I'm going to tell you what you're going to say after you say it.
I'm just saying it's a bunch of dreck. I did good. This should be a payout. You know it. I know it. But fine.
Yeah, but you fell for some silly shit, and now you're in this situation. So
That is not what I thought he was going to say. I just turned to Satchel and say that.
Nico, could you?
So I got a warehouse up by the South Shore Water Reclamation Facility in Milwaukee. That's Fifth Avenue, Oak Creek, really, South Milwaukee. 8,000 block.
Okay, and Etienne is going to look over his satchel and like check him to see is that on the list of things.
Seems to check out.
Wait, does it?
Yeah, does it actually?
No, not yes, it does. he's straight lying. Yeah. No.
Etienne nods, and at the same time, he sends like a message to Satchel saying, "Zap him."
Oh, is that? He's like, by the time we get them, I'll pass out anyway because it's a stim patch. But okay.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, we got what we wanted. Now what? We put him in the trunk of the car, and no. You guys know about a chop shop? We could make a little bit more money on that, but no.
Whoa! This got dark.
No, not the guy. The car. The car. God damn it.
Look, we made friends with the ghouls, so if it comes to that,
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, it's true. We got meat. We got meat on delivery.
No, I mean, he was kind of a dick, but he was pretty open about everything. Anyway, let's make sure we find what we need and bring him along so he can open the doors and shit like that.
Like for real, like what kind of car is it? Is it actually worth anything?
It's like it's a nice, like, BMW 7 Series esque, new luxury.
You know anybody that we could sell parts of this to at the end? Do you you need new engine stuff or anything, Darcy? And Darcy?
I don't think now is the time to undo a car and stuff. I don't know anyone who does that.
Oh, okay. You don't know anyone who does that? Okay.
No, I can rewire it so it's belong to someone else, but that's going to take me a lot of time that we don't have right now. So it's just.
So since it's on Grid Guide, we should be able to just turn it on and let it go. And I can follow behind in Darcy and just get up there.
Okay, let's do exactly that.
Okay, so with that, you set the grid guide to that location, which is already in its like many locations it goes to. So off it goes. Darcy's following behind. Is anyone riding in the car?
Sure, I'll ride in the car.
Me too.
Okay.
All right, Etienne is going to be in Darcy with Gertrude. And I guess the passed out guy, which we keep on sedative or something.
I thought you threw him in the trunk, but.
Oh, yeah, throwing him, yeah.
And I mean, so look, you knocked him out, then you gave him a stim patch. Then you knocked him out while he was on the stim patch. So in an hour, when he gets to roll his to see how much stun he gets back, the stim patch is going to hit him. So he's not getting up for at least 2 hours.
There's an image that popped up in my Roll20, and someone said something in the chat that reminded me that I don't know what time is it, but we have a timeline for tacos apparently. So we may have to stop on the way to grab how many pounds of tacos a spirit is going to consume.
Yeah, how many tacos do we owe your spirit?
Honestly, the way these spirits work, it's not about a quid pro quo. We need to just quid pro quo. We need to just taco this guy up. So like tacos.
We'll stop at a taco temple and get like the taco party pack, which is like 20 or 30 tacos, and just call it done.
To get a spirit to do a task that it wasn't obligated to do, you gotta hit them with the tacos.
Can we get like tacos that work as reagents, so to speak?
Yeah. Okay, so you do stop at a taco temple. You just add that into the grid guide as well. So you find the closest taco temple on the way to the water treatment plant, and you order a lot of tacos.
And if there are any quizzical looks in the drive-thru, I'm like, what? Troll lady's got to eat.
Oh yeah, I'm in the other car. Never mind.
I mean, it's a lot of tacos, though.
I mean, right.
Like,
I'm pretty sure we could have got over like 5, but we got 20. So,
but whatever. Like, they don't care. Tacos. So
I'm just,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say you leave with tacos.
Yes, and as we leave with tacos, I'm sitting in the back, and I've just got like 10 of them in my lap, and I'm like, yeah, I told you.
So
eating the tacos,
and I'm just handing them to
in the back of the BMW. In the back of the BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Satchel, are you?
Oh,
in
we're in the BMW.
Are you in the back of the BMW?
No, I'm in the front seat.
Okay,
I'm in the front seat.
so you're in the front. So all of a sudden, you can see from behind the BMW. Suddenly, one side of it kind of that as the spirit materializes, sitting down in the chair next to Nico, like hunched in because he's big. You got them tacos?
Do I? How many tacos you want, bro?
How many you giving me?
No. Let's start. You know how many you got last time. How many would you like this time?
I could eat 1,000.
I was totally expecting you to say a single digit number.
1,000?
But so then Nico just stares at the spirit for a really long time quietly. He's like, and then he goes, well, I got you 10.
Cool. 10.
So then I just hand him the 10, and I just feel like, wow, I played that all wrong.
He seems happy with the 10. As he devours them.
I'm like, 1,000 tacos.
just doesn't know numbers.
It's a lot of. He's a spirit. They're smarter than us. He knows what 1,000 is. The fact that 1,000 was like the first number is, and they don't joke around. They're not sarcastic. So it's just that's playing in my head now.
That's good.
You're done.
Yeah, they're gone. Just eat some.
Literally, I'm just looking at space now, just trying to contemplate life.
The car it rights itself now, and then the spirit just kind of goes off and is back to protecting you. Tacos.
Right. So,
If anyone has any stun damage that they would like to clear, they can take a body plus willpower roll to clear some of their stun.
No,
it's me. I know it's me. I think I have like 3 left.
It's going to be just me.
I think that's everything, actually, though.
Yeah, you have 2. You only have 2.
Okay, excellent. My thing
so
keeps freezing on me today. I don't know why.
Yeah, I have to keep like exiting out of my character sheet and reopening it.
Okay, then honestly, it's not my computer. Because I'm like, Lord, gee, I ain't got no kind of repair money. Because if it's broke, it's just broke.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Well, everybody seems to be good except for the 3 physical that Satchel has, but he'll live. As you pull up, you're now on you're actually on about a block away from the lake. And of course, when we say lake, we mean I think that's Lake Michigan. Yeah, Lake Michigan. And yeah, so you get driving up there, and eventually you kind of get past some neighborhoods, and you see that there's some more industrial type buildings. You can see some big water tanks over down the way. Lots of lights, except there's kind of this corner closer to the road that's in shadow and darkened up. Not to the point where it's like ominously dark. It's just doesn't have like the big giant, this is a working place that we don't want people who sabotage lights, right? There's actually like suburbs. Like you actually drive on the left hand side. There's actually like you can see suburbs, just houses, like middle class housing. Yeah.
Hey, Satchel, you had the keys for his car. Do you maybe the keys for the safe house are in there? And also, let me have a look on the matrix, see if he has contingency measures.
For me, I check the fob. Is there a bunch of keys on there?
No.
Hmm.
No keys.
All right. That's
Wiz
concerning.
Khalifa song comes in my mind. No keys. Let's just start.
Well, at that point, I guess we
know
could
what it is.
we could just wake him up and have him walk us inside to the threat of violence.
That is a thing you could do.
Good.
Yeah, well, before we do that, I'm just gonna still have a look on the place on matrix perception and stuff. Well, when I say I mean my fucking agent.
Okay, a matrix perception test. Let me make a quick roll on that. Where'd it go? Here it is. There is an icon that is revealed on the car in front of you as you're kind of pulling in.
Oh, would you look at that? What kind of icon is it?
Not would you look at that?
It looks like a can opener icon.
A can opener icon.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Like something that you would, well, not necessarily. Something that you could use to unwrap something that's in a can. Yeah. Trying to apply wrapper program, but didn't go so well. So let me try and learn a little bit more about that. So Laura and I are going to throw our little bricks and things on the matrix to try and put marks on it.
Throwing bricks at the can opener.
Stealthy bricks.
Stealth bricks.
How was a brick stealth?
You know what? It's a can opener. What you should have thrown at it was soup for your family. Anyway.
Matrix stuff.
That just felt so intense coming from you just now.
All right. That's not bad. Okay. You manage to sleaze a mark onto the can opener, which is not a can opener. It is a cyber deck.
Ah, Tabarnak, says Etienne out loud. Yeah, okay, whatever I had in the satchel, there's something else in the car, so... well, we're parked, so I'm gonna take that out. It's in the car, is it in the guy? Okay.
We're gonna have to open this man up.
Apparently, there's a cyber deck in the guy. So that's another thing that we're gonna have to deal with. Being unconscious might be easier to keep on putting marks on it and burning it, but that's something to consider.
I don't know what you do for cyber decks that are inside people.
But I don't know either. I know you can break them because it's Matrix, so you can break things on the Matrix.
Is that gonna like fry his brain?
I'm not a doctor. I'm an engineer. I don't know how they rig it up in there, but
That's a very valid point, Gertrude. He is, in fact, an engineer. You're welcome, buddy.
Can you do your sensing thing and see where it in his body it is?
Don't absolutely try. And I'm gonna go to doing a sensing roll.
Yeah, so Nico kind of like as you say that to them, Satchel, Nico kind of looks over at you and then does this. And for Nico, it's turning around and shoving your head through the back seat into the trunk of the car to see the form of your captured little guy there, and there is definitely some headwear in there.
Headwear. There's definitely some headwear in there, I say.
Okay. Well,
so yeah, we might
I'm-
fricassee his brain.
I might be able to take it out. I don't know how much surgery I could do in the back of Darcy.
roadside surgery. Yes.
I've always wanted to.
Brain surgery, yes.
I believe Tom Waits said something about that in a movie. But yeah, I mean, I can brick it from the outside, probably, now that he's unconscious. And so that could do the job, but that fuck him up for a lot of money. So let's do it.
So let's do it.
So yeah, that would make sure that I don't know, and Etienne is gonna shake the deck he has in his hand. Like, I don't know how much is in there, but I assume that most of it is in what he has in his call. So if we do that, is the equivalent of burning him his job and everything he paid for in his life. So
we're
if
about
we
to
don't
ruin
kill
someone's
him,
life.
no. The point is that he's gonna come back for us if I fucking break his deck in his head.
So then we have to murder this guy.
We don't have to. I don't know what he did while we kept it unconscious for the most time. So, but before that, he may have gotten things from us.
Yeah. Well, while the group sitting out front of a warehouse, which I am moving the players to that map, which is mostly just a big blank square because it's the inside and you can't see it. But while they consider the moral ramifications of whether you should burn a guy's livelihood, but then leave him alive, or just go ahead and make murder happen. We'll find out what they decide next week when we return, and see how they decide to deal with this guy and how they decide to approach the warehouse. And
Yeah, Etienne was never gonna get back in time for this game, wasn't he? That wasn't even a question.
it's still tied, and the game goes for a while. So
Oh, okay. I thought when
maybe
I thought it was like going in playoffs and stuff. So they it was a question of minutes. But you know.
Yeah,
Etienne in real life be out here robbing people, murdering people, hacking people, then be like, so he can get to the game.
It's just, you know, he's a
cut off his
sport.
head. Let's just cut
Like,
off his
look,
head, and then I can
come on.
catch like the last quarter.
And
Please.
then I'll take the deck out, and we're gonna make some money off of that. No, that would be if it's.
I mean, you could make some money off of it, or it could be good.
Yeah, I could. Then Gertrude, you can take it out. Can you put it in? No.
Theoretically.
Does anyone have a SmackDown? Okay. All right. Yeah. So with that, thanks everybody for joining us. That was quite a wandering, windy road. I do want to go ahead and make a quick announcement. So after some discussion and kind of the direction of everything and the nature of Shadowrun being sort of, we play at home in campaigns and we have a group of people together, but Shadowrun missions, some of that is about really the interactions between other runners and how teams kind of get thrown together. So kind of in the spirit of that, when we are done with season 5, which is the end of this module and one more module after that, we're going to sort of reconfigure the cast and reconfigure the cast for all intents and purposes. So that means also that we are going to have someone else sit in as the game master. I've been enjoying this. It's been a good time. However, what makes sense for Shadowrunners makes sense for Mr. Johnson as well. And we are really excited to I'm going to look at the chat, make sure I'm not getting any nasty messages. No nasty messages. We're really happy to announce that Mr. Robert Loper is going to be taking on Game Master duties for season 6. So that's really exciting. I mean, that is the meat grinder is spoken, I'm going to use the words well of at conventions and the like, and definitely excited to make that announcement. So we'll have some new characters, new players, new game master, and we'll have some anchors, so it won't be entirely new, but yeah, so real excited to see that go down. I just want to let everybody know that that's going to be coming up. And other than that, we have all of the rest of our streams. Thursday, we've got the Stormlord's Wrath. Friday's our game night, community game night. Saturday morning, we're starting this weekend the first Episodicals 4, which is going to be Descent into Avernus, which is really exciting. We're gonna, Realm Alternus is going to go to hell.
Yeah, that game is amazing. I've played it, and
go ahead. Tell us.
No, it's great. You want some Mad Max in hell? That's what you get in there, and it's very fun, very morally ambiguous. Which is sometime in D&D, it's like, oh, we're gonna go kill a dragon, and that's about it. In there, it's a little bit tougher to tell right from wrong, because, well, you're in hell. Everything is kind of wrong. You just kind of got to pick your flavor.
It's all gone wrong. So that's exciting to know that that's coming up. I might actually try to get myself up for that one because that's early in the morning for me. For me, Shadowruns happen at night. Shadowrunners stay up late. And then, of course, Sundays, like clockwork, which I am still the dungeon master of and will be. And then Mondays, we have Dresden. So we also got some things coming up, YouTube stuff. Yeah, all kinds of things. We got our streamathon coming up in April, and yeah, it's going to be good times. Join us on Discord if you haven't. That's where we're going to be asking for people to join us for our various games that we're going to be playing during the streamathon and during our monthly one-offs. And yeah, that's all I have. Cass, do you have any announcements?
Nope. Besides that, you guys are awesome.
Y'all are awesome. Thursday, we're doing racial stereotypes on Talk It Out. And then next Monday, we're doing Charmed on Geeking Out. We're debating the reboot versus the original.
Charmed versus Charmed.
And the GoFundMe is still up. So help us.
Yeah, go help with that. They're trying to put together a little web series, and so they want to get their pilot done. It's for a pilot, it's pretty modest price tag. You're asking for $5,000 to be funded, right?
Yes.
So so do check that out. And,
thank you.
It'll
love
be
and support.
We're doing over at the Geek Forge starting this past Monday, the 22nd of March, through the end of April, that we are matching donations for the Asian American Justice Initiative Atlanta chapter up to $250. You can check out our website, thegeekforge.org. Our most recent blog post has all of the individual GoFundMes and the Asian American Justice Initiative page. And we're matching donations up to $250 through the end of April. And we're also donating 15% of our profits through that time to those charities as well.
All right. Very nice. And then, here's your public service announcement. Koreans don't have a middle name. They have a 2-syllable first name and a 1-syllable last name. So don't abbreviate that second syllable of their first name. Given name. It's not even, in Korean, it's not a first name either. They do that flip thing. So, all right. Well, that's what we got. So thank you very much, everyone that joined us. Thank you very much to the cast. As always, thank you very much to Taco Tom. And we'll see everybody next week.